clicked on something. We have an unforgettable it says an unforgettable smell. A family suspected something was wrong at a burial in Jacksonville. We spoke on this right here to where the funeral director was doing something wrong out here in these streets. Watch.
We now have this photo of the Jacksonville funeral director wanted by state investigators. He's accused of giving out fake remains and abandoning the mortuary. 49-year-old.
Did y'all just hear? He was giving out fake remains. You walking around here with urns and shit, and it's beach sand. It's yard dirt. Do y'all understand that you probably got yard dirt inside your urn that you done paid the $4,000 for the cremation? Well, we is in Florida, so it's like I think between like $2,000 and $4,000 for a cremation. Do y'all know that you probably getting like yard dirt?
Elliot Maurice Graham is the funeral director at Marion Graham Mortuaries. Crime Stopper says there is a reward of up to $3,000 for his arrest, and you can remain anonymous.
Okay. The funeral home is on Gandy Street in the Lake Forest Hills neighborhood in North Jacksonville. News for Jackson I-Team investigator Ann Maxwell begins our coverage with an update on where this investigation stands. Ann?
Joy, I just heard from a source in the past few minutes that funeral director has still not been arrested. Here on scene are state investigators. They've been here since this morning, and the number of them has only grown. I'm told they are here to secure the funeral home, to look inside for any ashes that remain. I also today spoke with several families who say the news about the issuance of an arrest warrant for Graham comes as a relief.
My dad was a giver. He was a fisherman. He retired from the city of Jacksonville.
Talisa Ware still chokes up when she talks about burying her father in November of 2022.
It was horrific.
Horrific, she says, because of how her family and her father's remains were treated by Marion Graham Mortuary.
Hell yeah, they could have just had some barbecue ashes around that bit. Boy, you do not know what's in that urn.
She says his burial happened days after his scheduled funeral because the mortuary didn't contact the cemetery to open up the grave, and the wake that was supposed to be open casket was 3 hours late.
Finally, we were told that he was not viewable, so we had to have a closed casket.
Wow. She suspects it was because her father was embalmed improperly or not at all. What does that do to the grieving process when you don't have that open casket you're expecting?
It makes your anxiety very high. Every year I go through this. I don't go to work for a few days. Like I said, I've been suffering with migraines ever since it happened. So it makes it very hard on you. My heart, the families that are dealing with this stuff now, my heart just really goes out to them.
Kenya Sutton and Danielle Streeter also believe their cousin, who was laid to rest in March, wasn't embalmed correctly before his funeral ceremonies because of the smell.
It was a unforgettable smell. Basically, it was the smell of a decomposing body.
And if y'all never smelled a decomposing body, it's kind of like if you like passing some woods and there is a dead, let's say a raccoon or a dead dog or a dead deer or something like that, and you passing and you get that little nasty ass smell in your nose, you like, oh Jesus, something dead. Yeah, it smelled like that, but like worse than that.
I mean, that must have been painful to see your loved one like that.
Yes, it was very painful.
See that tall baby thick.
It was very hurtful for the family.
They and Ware alleged there were also financial irregularities.
It just was a number of things that were paid for, services never received.
Now, the funeral director at Marion Graham Mortuary is wanted by the law, accused by Florida's chief financial officer, whose office regulates the death care industry in the state, of grand theft and improper preservation of a human body. The warrant for his arrest was issued Wednesday, the same day, according to a source close to the investigation. 3 bodies were found abandoned inside.
Dang.
How does it feel seeing state investigators out here securing the funeral home now?
I'm relieved. Some families are going to get closure that they're looking for.
Wow, that's deep.
Tough to hear that. She says this is going to be bringing her closure. Now, if you obtained a pre-need funeral contract through Marion Grand Mortuaries, you can file a claim with the state. There's a trust that was created to help people who paid for contracts, but the seller can't fulfill it. You could get reimbursed. We've got a link to that claim site inside this story on newsforjax.com. Again, Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward for information that could lead to Graham's arrest. And we have tried several phone numbers for Graham today. None of them appear to be working. And I am told that the bodies found inside here yesterday were returned to their families. Reporting live in Jacksonville and Maxwell, Channel.
Wow. That's deep. That's real deep. We got a $3,000 reward out there in the street. I know something. Please say something. We need him off the doggone street. These people done mess around and got their families in the urns and shit. Like, I'm really stuck on that right there. Like, they don't need much know. Well, hell, they do know that they don't have their loved ones inside of the urns. And I think that's real disrespectful. Somebody need to add whoop twice on Sundays around here in these streets. For real. Moving right along. I ain't gonna be much hold you here. I don't. Boy, I don't know what else to tell you, because you cannot redo the process. Like, you cannot fix the problem. You like really can't. So it ain't too much more that I can say about the fly shit. But look at